couple of weeks since my last video, and I just wanted to come on here and give you guys an update. If you didn't watch the last video, then you will have missed that I stopped taking birth control. If you want to hear more about that, then go and watch that video. But to summarise, I wanted to get better at managing anxiety, and regulating my hormones was a great place to start, as well as just wanting to be more healthy overall and feel more in tune with my body, and honouring my cycle was a great place to start for me anyway. So that was just a quick recap on why I stopped taking it. Now, moving on to the important bit, my period. My period did in fact come back. It came back on the 25th of April. I had to think what month we're in. April. But it only lasted for about 3 days. This was pretty normal for my period. It was the same when I was on the pill. I've been on it for quite a long time now, so I don't actually know what my real cycle is like, but it was pretty normal for my periods, the withdrawal, bleed, it was all the same. The only thing I will say is that it was quite heavy, a lot heavier than when I've been on the pill, so that was different. And then I had a bit of spotting afterwards for a couple of days. Another really weird thing that happened is my nipples were so sensitive leading up to getting my period and a bit after my period. That was really random, definitely to do with all my hormones being all over the place. But yeah, weird thing that happened to me. A couple of other things to note is that I was quite low energy leading up to when I thought I was going to get my period, as well as just being like more grumpy than usual and like irritable. But that's kind of like typical PMS symptoms, you know. So, but overall, nothing too crazy. Leading up to when I thought I was going to get my period, I did take it really easy, not working out too hard in the gym, just doing like gentle, low impact exercises, as well as eating lots of food, making sure I was like hitting my calories, because when I got my period, the week leading up to that, I was ravenous. I was really making sure to like eat lots of complex carbs and protein and healthy fats and like stay satiated as much as possible. So I think those things in combination did help with my period not actually being that bad, the first one back. So moving on to cycle syncing, how I've been finding it. I was doing really well prior to my period, because I found it quite easy to pinpoint where I was in my cycle, knowing what phase I was in, and then knowing, you know, what kind of foods to be eating and what exercises to be doing. Since my period, the first section was fine, but then after my period, like the first week or so was fine because I knew where I was in my cycle, but then after that, I've had no idea when I've ovulated, if I even have ovulated yet. So I've been finding it quite difficult to know where I am. I've been feeling quite lost, and that's not really helping because I don't know what foods I should be eating or what workouts I should be doing, so I'm sort of just winging it a bit at the moment. Post-period, I've been having some slightly different symptoms. I've been having some quite intense anxiety moments to be dealing with, also just generally feeling like a bit more irritable and a bit grouchy. I know a couple of mornings I've been a bit teary and sad too. It's definitely a result of my hormones just working themselves back out. But yeah, that is something else that I've noticed. One thing that has been a real positive that I've noticed is I've had a lot more energy. I've had a lot more energy to be productive during my day, working, etc. And also productivity in the gym. I'm finding it a lot easier to be motivated and stay motivated. And then hand in hand with that, I've also had a lot of energy for fueling my body and cooking nutritious meals. So something to note is I do feel an increase in energy since stopping taking birth control, and that's really nice. So this is a very quick overview of how I've been feeling post birth control. I'm definitely not there yet. It is a slow process. I've only had one bleed so far, and I know that it can take a couple of months plus to get back to your normal cycle, so still finding the rhythm, but feeling better for it nonetheless. One thing that I have purchased is a natural cycles thermometer. It is in conjunction with an app, so I'm just waiting for that to arrive, and then I can start taking my temperature every morning. So by taking my temperature every morning, I'll be able to pinpoint exactly when I'm ovulating, which will make this whole process so much easier because I will have a very definitive marker, if you will, to go off, to know what phase I'm in, when I can be sexually active, when not to be, and take away a bit of the guesswork involved with cycle tracking, I guess. This month I have had no idea when I've ovulated, if it's happened already or if it hasn't, so relying on the thermometer will be good. Another takeaway, talking about food, not talking about takeaways. Something that I found helpful is to don't try and change all your meals at once. I know that I eat the same meals every single week and sort of just rotate them around because I like them and because they're easy. So it was important for me to not try and change all those meals when they work, just to fit in foods that are appropriate for the phase in my cycle. So something that I find useful is to just, for example, change the vegetable that you're having with your meal. If you're in your menstrual phase, you might be wanting to eat vegetables like pumpkin, so you just have a little bit of pumpkin on the side of your meal. Or if you're in your follicular phase, then maybe you're just adding a bit of broccoli to your meals. I'm finding it much easier to add things instead of taking things away, or instead of creating a whole new meal. So that's something I find really helpful. The easier you can make it for yourself, the better. You don't want to be going in all guns blazing because it's just not sustainable. I'm finding just by making small changes here and there, I can incorporate the different fruits or vegetables or workout routines that I want to without having a whole identity change. So I think that covers everything that I wanted to talk about. I have no idea when my next period will be, but I will keep you updated. We're in this journey together. If any of you actually are coming off birth control or have come off birth control, please let me know, because I would find it really interesting to talk to people, or maybe we can share tips, or maybe we can just laugh about funny things that have happened as our hormones have been changing and readjusting. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully see you again soon. If you liked this video, let me know. If you didn't, maybe let me know, but nicely. Okay, see you soon. Bye.